Good morning, students. As I already discussed the vector calculus and some portion of complex variable, some portion of complex variable is already left. So today I am going to discuss the next part of the complex variable, that is function of a complex variable. Okay. So just let us look what is the function of a complex variable. If x and y are real variable, then z, you can write z is equal to x plus iota y is called a complex variable. You all are knowing this. Let S be the set of complex numbers. A function f from S to C is a rule that assign to every z in S a unique complex number w in the complex set C. So the number w is called the value of f at z, and it is denoted by fz, and we know we can write as w is equal to fz. Okay. So now capital S is called the domain of the function. These are the basic of complex variable here. I am discussing first is this function f, and f is called a complex dilute function of a complex variable and referred as function of complex variable. So here I have tried to show the what is the basic, how we call the complex variable, what is the meaning of function of complex variable. I have tried to present here. Now, if capital A is a set of real number, then a function f from A to C is called a complex dilute function of real variable. And a generalization of the concept of function is a rule that assign more than one value to a point z in the domain. Such association are not a function. It is known as multiple dilute function in complex function theory. Okay, so this is the very basic as we discuss in the function. The same is here in complex dilute function also. Now, for example, let us look fz is equal to z power half. So this is z power half is a multiple dilute function as fzy. Just you check if you the polar coordinate, if you write in that form, you check what is the fz, that is here plus minus under root r fz is equal to, and this may be written in polar form under root r e power iota theta by 2, where theta is always lying between minus pi to pi. Putting z is equal to r e power iota theta, if you choose only the positive term, then you can write under root r e power iota theta by 2. Here r is positive. Then you can know in here in this ordinate, when theta is lying between minus pi to pi, then fz is single value. Okay. Otherwise, this is called the multiple value. If single value is only when we consider this range. Okay. So in this way, you can define here what is the single value and what is the multiple value function. Now, some important facts we have to remember before moving further. If by a neighborhood, we always use the term in analytic function, in complex integration. What is the neighborhood? So, what is the meaning of neighborhood in mathematics? If by a neighborhood of a point z0 in T in the complex plane, we mean the set of all points of a complex plane. Set of all points of the complex plane inside the circle. Just imagine there is I will show you. This is already inside this white part, the creamy part, that is inside the C. With center z0, that is the interior of the circle. And how mathematics develop? Mathematically, it can be represented as mod of z minus z0 is equal to r. The interior is an open circular disk. Okay, so the interior part is the open circular disk, or a neighborhood of a point is a set of points containing the point where one can move some amount in any direction away from that point without leaving the set. So this is also the definition of neighborhood. Now here again you can look what is the meaning of open circular disk. The set of all points z which satisfy the inequality, the same you can write here, z minus a is less than rho, where rho is a positive real number. This is the rho, means this is a positive real number, is called an open disk or neighborhood of A. So this is inside this point, then this is A. If A is the center here, then you can define like this. Similarly here, the circle and this just you mature concept. This is the same in another interpretation we can write. What is the closed circular disk? The set of all points Z will satisfy the inequality Z minus A less than or equal to rho, where rho is a positive real number. Then this is called the closed circular disk. And now the point set in the complex plane, we mean any sort of collection of finitely many or infinitely many points. And what is the interior point? Interior point means a point Z naught belonging in S is called an interior point of S if and only if there exists at least one neighborhood of Z naught which is completely contained in S. So why sometimes these definitions are required during the discussion of complex variable or complex integration. So because of that, here I think it is necessary to go through for every student before starting of the complex variable. What is the concept on set in the complex plane? The open set, if every point of a set S is an interior point of S, then we say that S is an open set. And if every point of that set S is an interior point, then we can call open set. Okay. Closed set क्या है? If S contain all of its boundary points, जैसे अभी it is very much clear. Just to look every point inside, that is called open. Every point, including the circumference point, then this is called the closed. And the last option will be neither open nor closed. How? Then this is called closed set. Sets may be neither open nor closed like this. It is both. There should be a disk form also, and this perimeter also, this circumference also. That is in between. So this is neither closed nor open. Both the layers are there, and that happen in many cases. Okay. So now, what is the concept of connectedness? So this connected and open set capital S is said to be connected if every pair of points Z1 and Z2. Let us suppose this is the point Z1, this area, and this is the Z2. So this Z1 and Z2 in S can be jointly by a polygonal line that lies entirely in the set. If that is inside is the set, then that is called connected set. You know, we have used the here this term polygonal. Polygonal, just to remember the polygon. Polygon is the open structure, many sides with open structure. Okay, so you can develop any shape, mathematical shape like hexagon, heptagon, decagon. Okay, with that by changing the angle only. Okay, and sides. So this is then you know already I have discussed in a different video what is the complex function. The complex function of a complex variable, a function f defined on S is a rule which assigns to each z belongs in S as a complex number w. The number w is called a value of f at z, and it is denoted as fz, means w is equal to fz. The set S is called the domain of definition of f. Although the domain of definition is often a domain, it need not to be it need not to be, for example, w is equal to fz is equal to z square plus 3z. Now a function w is equal to fz is said to have the limit L, small l, as z approaches a point z naught if for given a small positive number epsilon we can find positive number del such that all z where all z is not equal to z naught in a disk, mod of z minus z naught is less than del. This is, if this satisfies, then we can call if this L is the limit. Okay. Then we have if this satisfies, and we have mod of fz minus small l is less than epsilon. Epsilon is again a very smaller but positive quantity. The z may approach z naught from any direction in the complex plane. So these are the basic concept connected with the existence of the limit continuity. So we call fz continuous at z naught if f is defined in a neighborhood of z naught, the limit exists, and limit z tends to z naught fz is equal to f of z naught. A function f is said to be continuous on a set S if it is continuous at each point of S. If a function is not continuous at a point, then it is said to be singular at the point. Okay. Now what is the derivative? Differentiation of a complex valued function is completely analogous to the real cases. Differential derivative of this, how we can divide the derivative in complex number. So let fz be a complex valued function defined in a neighborhood of z0, then the derivative of fz at z0 is defined by this, as we define in the case of the function also, and the general simple differentiation, you know. So in the same manner, but that will be in the Argand plane for the function w is equal to fz. So f dash z0 is equal to limit del z tends to 0, f of z0 plus del z minus f of z0 divided by del z, provided this limit exists. Fz is said to be differentiable at z0. So differentiable at z0 if it is satisfied. So now all that this is, since first time you are going to discuss the complex plane, then already you are knowing what is the limit, continuity and differentiability. But here also very quickly I have tried to present just to connect your knowledge from there in real value function, how you have already knowing for the single value function. Then here how in the Argand plane how you can define the limit, continuity and differentiability for y is equal to fz. Okay. So then of course after this we have to study about the analytic function. The concept of analytic function is the core of the complex analysis. Analytic function has many additional properties. A complex variable function fz is said to be analytic at a point z0 if fz is differentiable at z0 and at every point of some neighborhood of z0. And analytic function is also known as regular function or sometimes holomorphic function. So this is the same analytic function also known as regular function or holomorphic function. So just you go with history, Cauchy-Riemann equation named after A. Cauchy and B. Riemann. It is discovered in 1851. Just to remember too far, 1851 in the past during work on the theory of the function. So both scientists with the name of both mathematicians, we name it Cauchy-Riemann equation. Sometimes we say it D'Alembert's-Euler's condition. It is used to check differentiability of a complex function. Used for verification of the analyticity of the given function. So sometimes mathematical check only the function is analytic or not. We always test the Cauchy-Riemann equation, and then it is used to find the harmonic conjugate of a function. So this is about the basic of the Cauchy-Riemann equation. So if you go to Cauchy-Riemann equation, then if the function fz is equal to, you must remember now we are considering all the discussion on w is equal to fz plane. The w is equal to fz means u and v is function of x and y both is differentiable at z0. Then the limit will exist like this, and this can be evaluated along del z to approach 0 from any direction in the complex plane. So by definition, a limit exists only if it is unique. Therefore, these two expressions must be equivalent, and equating real and imaginary parts, we will get these equations. So you have to remember these equations. Del u by del x is equal to del v by del y, and del u by del y is equal to minus times del v by del x. So this is the Cauchy-Riemann equation. So similarly, you can interpret the same. I can skip here, and I want to show this the polar form of the Cauchy-Riemann equation. The polar form variable in r and theta, del u over del r is equal to 1 over r del v over del theta. That is in symbolic form you can write like this also, u r is equal to 1 over r v theta. Similarly, del u over del theta is equal to del v by del r, and this may be written as minus 1 by r, u theta is equal to dr. R f dash z is equal to u r plus iota v r e power minus iota theta. So this is the polar form of Cauchy-Riemann equation. Now look the example very quickly. If uxy is defined like this, x square minus y square minus y minus 2 is a real part of analytic function, and fz is equal to u plus iota v, then find fz. Then very easily you can find out the partial derivative. Del u by del x is 2x, and del u over del y is minus vx, that is minus 2i minus 1, and vx you may write 2i plus 1. Now from the result discussed, you can write f dash z is equal to vx plus iota dx, and this you will get 2z plus iota, that is replacing x with z and y with 0. Okay. So now fz you will get this, and after integration you will get z square plus iota z plus c. Here c is constant, that may be combination of constant, that may be c1. Here we have used c is equal to c1 plus iota c2. So this is the constant. Now, similarly, you can go. Just I wanted to show. This is the picture from the books. Here, sometimes it is asked in the exam, major exam, especially this problem. I wanted to show. You can contact the book and you can read carefully from book. He expressed the Cauchy-Riemann relation in polar coordinate. So, what is the proof of this Cauchy-Riemann equation? The proof is given here, and it is advised that student may pause this page and they can go through and derive the polar form of Cauchy-Riemann equation. So very easily you can establish this polar form, which has been already shown in the previous PPT. This is one of the very good example. Always this is favorite example of all the examiner and expert. They always ask this problem in the major examination to discuss the differentiability of the function or any different kind of the function here also that may be. But this is one of them, the important problem, under root xy. So this is the proof of how you will write at least. Sometimes you know, but you don't know how to write step by step. So because of that, you have to go through this solution and try to practice how to write. You write first f of x plus iota y is equal to u, then uxy is equal to this, then vxy is this. After putting these values and going through the different stages, you can find out and you can satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equation. Here, this is the set of some problems. So it is advised you have to go through and attempt some problems. Again, you take the pause on this page and then note down and do the practice of this problem. So I want you just go through. So now, what is the harmonic function and conjugate harmonic function? Harmonic function, as I already discussed, a function phi of xy is said to be harmonic in a domain D if phi xy satisfy Laplace equation. That is, and what is Laplace equation? Phi xx is second order, when del 2 u by del x is square, and similarly this is also second order equation. Their sum is equal to 0, and phi xx, phi xy, phi yy are continuous function of x and y in the domain D. Then conjugate harmonic function means fz is equal to u plus iota v is an analytic function of z. Then v is called a conjugate harmonic. This v is called conjugate harmonic function. Okay, and u and v are called the conjugate harmonic functions. So now, what is the harmonic conjugate function? If u and v are harmonic functions and u plus iota v is an analytic, then v is called the harmonic conjugate function of u. How to find a harmonic conjugate? So you can go with these steps. Numerical, this is the computational steps. If vxy is given, to find its harmonic conjugate of uxy, then how you will go? First you find out du, that is del u over del x dx plus del u over del y dy. Here du may be written like this also, and similarly you can find out u after integration. The u is equal to this, dx treating y as a constant plus minus dx dy, only consider term free from x. In this way you can find out the harmonic conjugate. So this is the steps to find out. Like here, for example, if u is given, then find its harmonic conjugate. So very quickly I will suggest here, you can write this equation and then you have to go through the problem and evaluate. Then after that, last step you can integrate. So after here you can integrate, and on integration as suggested in the note, after integration you will get this function which is known as harmonic conjugate function. So now here one of application is irrotational flow. So irrotational flow in here in this context, we should consider always the potential flow of the following equations: Bernoulli equation, velocity potential, two-dimensional, irrotational, incompressible flow, elementary plane flow, and superposition of elementary plane flows. But only two type of the problem it is asked here, but that is already through the course. So what is the meaning of velocity potential? This is covered here in this portion. If the flow is irrotational, a potential function phi can be formulated to represent the velocity field. From the vector density, this is del cross del phi is equal to 0. The velocity field of an irrotational flow can be defined by a potential function, so that v bar is equal to minus del phi. And you know what is the meaning of and how we can develop other the partial derivatives. So here, whenever we want to define what is the stream function and velocity potential, then for a two-dimensional, again you can rewrite this. if for a two-dimensional incompressible irrotational flow, the velocity field can be expressed in terms of both xi and phi. It means you can express u as del xi over del y, and v is minus del xi over del x, then u is equal to minus del phi over del x, and v is equal to minus del phi over del y. According to the irrotationally condition, this you can write del v over del x minus del u over del y is 0, and this implies del 2 xi over del x square plus del 2 xi over del y square is 0. According to the continuity equation, you know, del u over del x plus del v over del y must be 0, and this implies del 2 phi over del x square plus del 2 phi over del y square is 0. So this is known as I discussed already, it is shown, defined, this is known as Laplace equation. The solution of Laplace equation represent a possible 2D incompressible irrotational flow fluid. So this is one of the applications. Very quickly I will show in this table what is the meaning and how you will differentiate between the stream function and velocity potential. The stream function exists for only 2D flow, but velocity means all kind of a flow. Then the stream function exists for viscous or non-viscous fluids, incompressible flow. Okay, but this is irrotational for all kind of irrotational flow. And here this is incompressible flow, steady or unsteady state. Here it is compressible flow, and here it is also compressible flow for under the both the states. Okay, in 2D, this is for this flow, incompressible flow or steady state compressible flow, both the function may exist. But what is the relationship between them? We will look in the next PPT how both are related. So here it is already this statement, it is clear how it is related in 2D means for this flow. You can say here xi is equal to constant. This represents the streamline, and the proof is already given here. We just to go through, if xi is constant, then what is its meaning? Its meaning is its derivative will be 0. If this is constant, then the derivative is 0. If derivative is 0, then what is the meaning of dxi? Means this is the total and partial connection. The total and partial connection, if you go through, then you will find this is 0. If xi is constant, then dy over dx is vy over vx. So in this sense, in this way, you can represent this is the physical meaning of this PPT. Okay, so in this way, I have already stated, presented here, what is the basic of complex variable function, how you can define the limit, continuity, differentiability, and some CR equation. What is the meaning of CR equation? What is the meaning of analytic function? And then potential. I have discussed the compressible and incompressible flow also. Okay, so irrotational flow. So these are the basic of complex variable function. Thank you very much. Thank you. Stay safe. Thank you.